How do we build up to get a sponsor? There's various ways, but I'll tell you the most basic one. Starting out, I think the mistake a lot of teams make is they start out with the idea in their head that I need to get a sponsor, okay? Which to me, it's like working for a job purely for the money. Of course, a lot of us do that, but over a career of 5 or 10 years, you're just not going to be happy if all you're doing is chasing money. So you have to have that same mindset when you're starting out a team. Your mindset shouldn't be chasing sponsors. I'm going to lower the volume just a tiny bit. Your mindset should be focusing on building a team. And what I mean by that is 5 guys that respect each other, that all commit equally, that all understand the game, that are all willing to improve. There's like a list of very basic fundamental things that you should be doing when you start out a team. The sponsor part is later. The second thing is you have to kind of understand what, like, the things have changed now, all right? It's not just enough to have like 5 dudes that win a couple of results and expect that sponsors are just gonna pour their money towards you. Now, if you talk to brands, if you talk to like these esports brand managers, marketing managers, the mistake I see a lot of teams make is when they're pitching themselves, they go straight up to this guy, shake his hand and say, "Hi, I'm so-and-so, this is my team, these are the results that we got, can you sponsor us?" That's like going up to a girl and saying, "Hi, my name is Nick, I'm 18 years old, do you want to have sex with me?" Right? No girl is going to respond well to that. You have to think about what you're selling, the value that you're bringing. Give you a really good example. Like, there are teams out there that I know that get sponsors without having pretty much any good results or like very substantial results. But I'll tell you why the sponsor chose them over, say, another team that has a lot of accolades, but just doesn't have the marketing power. Some of these teams, what they do is they're just genuinely passionate about the brand. Let's say you want to go and reach Razer, right? And Razer counter offers you and say, "You know what? We'll sponsor you gear." But your attitude as a team is, "No, we don't want gear. I don't like Razer mice." Then why the hell would Razer sponsor you? First of all, you have to think of it like this. If their initial offer is gear and you turn that down, you've closed your door. That's it. You've closed your door. Like, you've literally just, like, Razer won't even consider you anymore. Unless you fucking win the major. Then maybe they'll consider you. But, right? Forget Razer. You want to go for Zowie. You want to get a Zowie monitor. You want some cash maybe from Zowie. You have to first understand what these people look for. So it's not as straightforward as just going straight up to a marketing manager or an esports brand manager and shaking his hand and saying, "Can you sponsor me?" None of them are ever going to do that. And I haven't even gone into the whole part about like what kind of numbers you need on Facebook and Twitter and what kind of following you need. That's secondary, actually. I'm just talking about fundamentals here. I think being genuine and being passionate about both the game and also certain companies and their products, you gotta just find what fits with you. Speak their language a little bit. Not literally, like if they're a Chinese company, you don't have to speak Chinese, but you gotta understand what their brand value and their vision and their mission and what the brand is trying to do within esports, and see if that fits with what you're trying to do. And here's a secret tip: even if it doesn't, fake it till you make it. But don't fake it to the point where you're literally bullshitting out of your teeth. There has to be some sort of synergy between that sponsor and your team. Like, the synergy could be that they're a local LAN cafe, right? So let's not even talk about these big brands. You want to get your local LAN cafe to sponsor you. Start out by going to the LAN cafe like 5 times a month, so that the owner knows who you are. Like anything in life, it's about who you know rather than what you have. So keep that in mind. It's about who you know rather than what you have. So if you want to be sponsored, you have to develop these skill sets first, which is making a team, getting a team gel together. Sponsors also do like let's talk about the quantitative aspects. What they do like to see is that a lineup has stuck together for a certain period of time, and despite sticking together and despite sort of like maybe not making that many great results, that they're still willing to try. That's a big thing for sponsors, because nobody's going to give you money or give you products or let you use their logo if they don't feel that, like, you know, you're not even going to be around for the next 6 months. Hello guys, hi. Yeah, so does that answer your question about sponsors? I can go on all night about this, but I could go on, like, seriously, this topic, I definitely feel like maybe you guys would find value if we released a bunch of like step-by-step guides on getting yourself started with reaching out to sponsors. And really just the first thing that comes to it is like, don't focus on the sponsors. Don't make that your #1 objective. Because the minute you detach yourself from, I want a sponsor, I need a sponsor, you refocus yourself to, let me make this the best fucking CSGO team in my neighborhood, then in my country, then in my region. And then only then, like, the best part about doing it that route is that slowly the sponsors come to you, man. They'll just come knocking on your door and they'll be like, hey, you know, we see what you're doing. Is there a way that we can work with you or that we can support you? They usually open with, can we support you somehow? And if you're the, say, the manager or the captain or the IGL of your team and you're in charge of your five-man group, it's your job to say yes. But find that balance of like not selling yourself too short, but whenever these doors are open, walk through the doors, man, because you don't know what's on the other side. That's the simple answer. A personal brand about certain players. Yes. So personal brand building is not easy. I'm still doing it. I'm streaming for you guys right now. See, that builds my personal brand, but it also builds APL and CSGO to Asia. And like I said, I'm the type of guy that's just completely transparent about everything. Somebody asked me earlier, why do you always wear your hat? Yes, I'm trying to promote CSGO to Asia. I started this website 2 years ago. Well, actually not the website. I started the idea 2 years ago. The website's only been up for a year. So I know I still have a long way to go. And you've just got to know like what works and what doesn't, right? With personal branding as a player, I see players all the time like, oh, I need to stream more. Yeah, I really should. But all they're fucking doing is talking. They're not streaming. Stop talking and start streaming. Because 1 viewer is better than 0 viewers, and people get caught up with like, oh, I only have 10 viewers, man. Do you see me complaining about the fact that CSGO to Asia, a website, only has 14 viewers right now? No. The thing is, getting to 100 concurrent viewers is actually extremely difficult. So you guys should understand that. Like, if you're a streamer right now, you're a player, and you're not even like in a pro team, but like you're playing APL Division 1 and you're getting about 15 to 30 viewers. God bless you. Good job. Because that is a very, 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 very strong foundation to build off of. The more viewers, like around 30 viewers, you know, you have about 200, 300, 400 followers. If your followers all have notifications enabled when you go live, then that's even better, right? As a player, if you're playing on any of the top 30 teams in Asia right now and you don't have a personal Facebook page, sucks to be you. That would be the first thing I would do if I was you. Secondly, if you want to get serious in esports, you should have a Twitter. Even if you don't have your Twitter like all beautiful and set up, you should definitely have a Twitter. Don't ask me why the esports industry has gravitated towards Twitter as a social media channel. They just have. So definitely have a Twitter. And seriously, stop chasing the numbers, guys. Like, have a Twitter, promote your Instagram, promote your Facebook page. Don't be ashamed. Be proud of what you're doing. Start with your Facebook friends, your family, close friends at school. Just share it and say, hey, look, I really appreciate it if you followed me. But what you have to understand though is like just asking your friends for followers and stuff is the easiest part. So like if you're struggling with that already, then focus on your skills on how to be more approachable to people and getting your word out. I know some people are like, oh, but I don't want to be like shameless. I don't want to be like sell out, you know, like. But dude, what the fuck are you selling out to? If you only have 10 followers, you're not selling out. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You're just trying to build your brand. The second thing after that though is that whether your audience is like 100 people that are your friends and your family, or there are 100 complete strangers, these people are still following you for a reason. And so you've got to understand what that reason is. They want to know your story. They want to know your struggles. They want to know GG 1611 to Bulbasaur's team expected. Do you know what I'm trying to say? They want to know what your struggle is and your journey through being a player. So the best thing you can do is just be truthful. Obviously, like, you can hide things. You don't have to share everything about your life, but talk about the struggle. And through that, you will start to find who are the people that are connecting with you. And through that, you'll also be able to figure out like, okay, what other things can I provide? See, like as humans, all we can do to each other is provide value. I'm giving you a piece of information right now, which is about how my approach to finding sponsors. So I hope that that brings value to you. You got to think about your audience as an individual player. What are you doing to help them? It could be as simple as like, hey guys, let me show you this cool smoke I figured out. Boom. Right? And you build that over time. And like, it's not easy, dude. You can't expect to just suddenly have the social media following of thousands in like 2 months, you know? I get asked a lot by like young guys like, oh Nick, like how do I just like grow my Facebook, man? I'm like, well, what have you been doing? And then they explain that they do this and they do that. And I ask them like, oh, when you did that one thing, how did that work for you? Oh yeah, it was so good. It was like, oh, man, I got like 100 followers in a day. I don't even know how it happened. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't know how it happened? You literally just explained to me what you did. That's what got you 100 followers in one day. So I was like, now do that every single fucking day for the rest of the year and see what happens. But are they going to do that? Most of them don't. Most of them don't. They just do it that one time. They're like, woo, that's good. And then they just put it aside. If discipline, that's it. Discipline. If you dedicated 1 hour of your day every single day as a new player purely on your social media and your personal branding, see what happens in 1 year. Just see what happens.